Today on the show, Radical Ones, we begin Season 4 with 1986's Chopping Mall.
May I see your identification badge, please?
It's time to get radical.
Hello there. It's showtime.
What is this, trick-or-treat?
Did I do that?
Good morning, Charlie.
Sailor Moon, the champion of justice.
Daddy would have gotten us Uzis.
The power is yours.
Get down, honey, get down!
And look, I won't go far, okay? If the apocalypse comes, be
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Grace Jones.
Thunder counts.
Power of 3 will set us free. Power of 3 will set us free. Power of 3 will set us free.
But I ain't one to gossip, so if anyone asks you, you ain't heard it from me. No, you have.
No more room in hell. The dead will walk here.
Rise from your grave.
Welcome back, Radical Ones, to another episode of the Radical Retro Rewind podcast. As always, I am your host, Radical Ryan Hunter, here with everyone's favorite brother and mine, David, for the start of Season 4.
Yay! Cue the audience stock sounds.
So, David, what have you been up to over our non-break?
Well, if I was non-breaking, I would be working my new job and trying to balance my childcare and working. That's what I would be doing if I wasn't on a fabulous break in the Caribbean.
Yes, exactly.
On all the money this podcast has made us.
Yes, we cashed in at the end of every season, and the money was just overflowing.
I mean, oh my God, how could I have been able to buy so many stocks in Apple?
I heard Disney's going cheap nowadays. That's what we should do. So much like we said in our last episode, there really was not a break for us. We're only joking. We did have some time off. We're recording this in September. We got to get ready for our new month, of course. You're hearing it October, the start of spooky season. David, what I have been dealing with over this little break has been, David knows, has been my moldy / leaking shower in the apartment that I'm in now. There's this leak that keeps starting. They seal it up. It starts again. They seal it up, starts again. Okay, after like month 2 or 3, you begin to wonder if there's something else at play here. So, no, maybe like a few weeks ago now, David, someone moved in, new people moved into the area, right? So, you're walking back and forth. They leave their door open, and I noticed there's this rocking chair in the corner of their apartment. And oh God, I hope no one listens to this podcast in this apartment complex.
Don't worry, nobody listens to our podcast.
No, long story short, there is a full-sized Annabelle doll in the rocking chair in the corner of this house. So I am convinced that I am being haunted by Annabelle because she is literally next door to me. And this water situation is it's Annabelle. So this is what I'm going with. But I love that they put her in a rocking chair, David, too, because I believe in the movies she does go into a rocking chair at some points.
So are your new neighbors like goth or something?
I think so.
Because that's something, back in the day, that's something that probably my crew would have spooky,
yeah. But
scary
this is not even
realness.
spooky season, like decorations. These people live it because when I was looking around, in their open door, I noticed they do have collectibles and like things like that. So they seem like a cool collectible like family. But get this, so they've been putting things outside their apartment and writing free on it. There's like boxes and stuff, and I was like, ain't nobody better take those Divic boxes. I saw that movie. So
they're like, I have this box, and it has a pentagram symbol on it, and it's got wax over all the edges. And I think I should open that. I should open that box immediately. I need a new jewelry box.
It looked really cute. It was like this Asian-inspired box, but it's gone. So good luck, whoever took that. Right now, currently, there's a box outside their door that says free DVDs. Take at your own risk, people.
Oh my God, but there could be collector DVDs, and you better look. Ask for forgiveness later.
To be continued, Radical ones to be continued. Let's see. Maybe I will. The box has been out there for a week. It says DVDs, movies, please take free. Take a curse. Take a curse, any curse.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe. No. Don't do it. It's not worth it. We'll get the bootleg version, Ryan. We'll get the bootleg version on eBay. Don't risk it.
So that's what's been happening. Oh my God. And I cannot not say this, David. Before the summer ended, we reached 10K on our audio download.
Yay!
I mean, it's not like the hugest number, but for a little podcast like us, and this is between YouTube views, so of course this doesn't count the people who are watching YouTube, of course, but the fact that we could reach 10K, that we've now over 100 episodes. Season 4, I feel like we solidified ourselves, hopefully, in the podcasting community.
Well, I hope so, because I don't have time to recast you.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that over the summer. There was no time.
They broke into the mall for the wildest all-night party of their lives.
It's dead meat.
But you're never alone in the chopping mall.
What's that? Robot blood.
Chopping mall, where shopping costs you an arm and a leg.
All right, so why don't we get in today's movie, David? Because this is a big one. I feel like, I call this a spiritual sequel to one of our earliest episodes, Night of the Comet. Maybe because stars the star of Night of the Comet, Miss Kelly Maroney. But this is Chopping Mall from 1986. It focuses on 3 high-security robots turning...
Maniacal?
Maniacal? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Like,
oh my God.
Malicious.
Robots turning maniacal and killing teenage employees inside a shopping mall after dark. So,
I am accepting applications.
Thank you. Come again. So, David, the film was test screened under the title Killbots.
Killbots.
It performed poorly with test audiences. The film was retitled Chopping Mall, and 19 minutes were exercised? What does that mean?
Removed.
But exercised? What did you just say?
Well, because it's an homage to the horror genre. It was exercised.
Okay. 19 minutes were chopped down, and in the years since, Chopping Mall has gone to develop a cult following and has been subjected to film criticism and the themes of human consumption. They said much like Dawn of the Dead, actually. So maybe that's why I like this movie.
The movie is called Chopping Mall. Let's just start from there. The movie is called Chopping Mall, yet nobody ever gets chopped.
No.
The Chopping Mall, to me, the title would imply that there's a killer, like a physical killer, like a Jason or whatever, and he's going around chopping people up, right? First of all, I want to say one thing from the beginning as well, is that surprisingly, the picture was very clean and clear, especially for having it on Tubi.
Yes, this is free on Tubi.
1 or 2 commercials. That's our new sponsor, Tubi. They don't know it yet, but they will be sponsoring us. Tubi, everybody. Tubi. Clap, clap, clap.
It was not Chili's, right? It was not Chili's over and over.
I kept getting Febreze and Gain over and over again.
I think I got Gain too, actually.
So the movie starts with what you think is like the beginning of what's going on, the action. It looks like there's Alpha 5 on crystal meth going around, going after this robber who just broke the glass of a jewelry shop.
He looks like David made a movie in high school about like this pocketbook that was indestructible or something, like the robber. That's what it reminded me of. The most cartoonish looking a robber with gloves. He just needed a black mask, this jewelry robber in this video.
Stop right there. Stop right there and surrender your weapon.
Now you say.
But it's setting it up. It's a movie within a movie. It's a short. It's a commercial in the movie.
It's basically a company selling the idea of these robots to big businesses and malls and showing a demonstration through a video. So it's a presentation, like a PowerPoint, but not so much power, not so many points. You know, this is the 80s, so it was a pull-down white screen, like a projector probably. Well, it was a projector, wasn't it? It was a projector.
It was a projector. It was on a projector. And I do love this, David. They have to bring out the beautiful girls in gowns to unveil.
Like the international car show I used to always go to.
They unveil them, drape the cloth off, take that cloth off, and there's 3 bots here, David.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the film portion of our presentation. Now, I'm sure you all have questions, so let me introduce you to the head of development for Securetronics Unlimited, Dr. Stan Simon.
Thank you very much. Before I open the floor, I'd like you all to meet your brand new security team, the Protector 101 series robots. 1 week from tonight, at closing, the Protectors will begin their patrol of the mall.
Paul, they look like the Three Stooges.
Each assigned to one of the 3 upper shopping levels.
I don't know, Mary. The one in the middle has an unpleasantly ethnic quality.
Now, are there any questions?
Okay, so right off the bat, again, Night of the Comet reference. Did you see our Mary, I want to say her name is Mary Warlow. She is that scientist in Night of the Comet, and she's with this other character, David, called Paul Bland, and she's playing Mary Bland. And get this, these 2 characters are actually from this filmmaker's other movie called Eating Raoul from 1982, where a relatively boring Los Angeles couple discovers a bizarre, if not murderous, way to get funding for opening a restaurant. So these 2 characters must be these murderous characters that were just thrown into this, which makes sense, David, because it's so out of place how they're acting.
They're heckling. They're heckling, and they're weird, and they're heckling, and they're like...
Yeah, they're commenting on this thing like it's us watching a movie.
They remind me of your mother. It's the laser eyes.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Same to you.
I had to write this down. The husband says, the one in the middle has an unpleasant ethnic quality? I rewound it actually to make sure that's what he said.
I don't even know what that is supposed to mean. They're all the same. They're robots.
The one in the middle has an unpleasant ethnic quality.
So he's racist on top of it?
He's racist. They're evidently cannibals. I'm assuming eating Raoul at a restaurant. They must have been eating people.
Well, you don't know what that means, Ryan. I may have seen a movie like that or 2.
Oh, you're eating Raoul. What part are you eating, David? Ooh. Oh my god. So they're going through this whole thing. The robots have sleep dart. And get this. The system is foolproof as long as you carry your mall ID card.
May I see your identification badge, please?
Now tell me how many people would have been dead in this mall if that was the test, if this actually worked.
Well, my new job, I work at a luxury electric car company, and the only way you can get into this place is through turnstiles. So you have to have your badge on you all the time, otherwise you'd never get in. So I guess if they had the robots in this place, which they kind of do have robots running around all over the place anyway.
Oh my god, you're living this movie. Do the doors have that sci-fi like in this mall where it looks like a sci-fi spaceship opening?
No, but it is pretty future. It's really cool. It's cool.
Park Plaza 2000, by the way. This place was cool.
I know. I wrote that down because from the very beginning, I said that is the Beverly Center because, again, as you know, I've talked about this before. I've worked in California and lived Beverly Hills adjacent, which means you couldn't live in Beverly Hills because you were too poor. But anyway.
They was intended to shoot on the location at the Beverly Center, but production was unable to afford their fee. Instead, the filming took place in the Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Mm-hmm.
So they used the outside, though. So because David noticed, he said, he noticed the outside definitely was the Beverly Center in the 80s.
It's a very distinct, the side of the building, the way it's like rounded off. And it's just...
What was that tube looking thing? Is there some kind of thing from the street that goes up, like a tunnel?
Yeah, it looks like steps, like covered steps.
Okay, so we have to talk about the title intro. This is the busiest mall you have ever seen, David, right? Slow motion walking, skateboarders, video game music, beauty queens walking around the mall randomly in bathing suits.
And men falling over themselves to look at them. I said cliche people everywhere, but everyone seems unhappy for the most part.
Did you notice especially the, dare I say, tough-looking female in the muscle-cut sweatshirt V thing where she's carrying a tray of Coca-Colas through the entirety of the credits, trying not to spill it? What the hell did that have to do with
very
anything?
bizarre. A lot of the people in this movie, even some of the extras, I have seen in probably half a dozen, if not more, other movies. I even think that, I don't know what the place was called, I meant to write it down, was something pizza or something box or something. The guy in front that looked like he had a box like under his shirt hidden, was he not from...
He was stealing something, right? He was trying to steal.
Wasn't he from Nightmare on Elm Street, the guy that was in the coma that Freddy was keeping to draw Nancy into the dream? I'm pretty sure that was the actor.
Actually, David, there's someone who's listed as shoplifter, and it says Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
I am so...
Oh my God, you are
I'm on point. I'm on point. Thank you.
Honestly, you will not even realize. This guy is on for less than a second, so I don't even know how you knew that.
Listen, there might be a little dust on the bottle.
We also, by the way, we have Tony O'Dell, who is a Head of the Class alumni.
Yes.
And Head of the Class, he played more like a stuck-up, nerdy kind of... I mean, he's nerdy in this character, too, but this one's more of a nice, sweet character. Fergie.
He was sweet. He was cute. I would have dated him. He was meek.
And all he had to do was take those glasses off. So, okay, we set up Kelly Maroney as Allison Parks. She's not Samantha because she's a little sweeter, would you say?
She's not a whore. No,
she's not a cheerleader practice. She's
not putting Vaseline intensive care on parts of the body that you should not be doing. And an Easter egg that was put into
a bootleg Night of the Comet DVD.
Bootleg Night of the Comet DVD. But anyway, I digress. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't, go back, listen to our episode, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
It looks like she's working with one of her close friends, I'm assuming, Susie, played by Barbara Crampton, who has been in a lot of other horror movies too. She's like a scream queen.
So Susie is really trying to get Allison, who is Kelly Maroney, trying to get her to like loosen up. Like, she's the good girl. She literally has on the sweater where it's tied over like her.
Oh yeah,
she's like the perfect preppy. She's like totally preppy, and Ferdy is totally preppy, and she's trying to hook Allison up with Ferdy. So cheers to that, because Susie did a really good, I mean, I guess it's the cliche, the two quote-unquote nerdier, not as popular, guy and girl would get together, like two nerds in love sort of a thing.
No, honestly, I will give it to Susie, because before she loses her damn mind, it does seem like they had a great friendship, because they did that running joke of, what was it? Yeah, babe, or something. Like, they had this running joke that we're supposed to think that because they did it a few times, and we're supposed to like...
Pretend they were lesbians? Is that what it was? When men would look at them, they'd put their arm around each other and be like, yeah, babe, let's go do that. They're like, don't look at us.
I am so nervous.
Hairspray, my lovely.
I really hate blind dates.
Oh, yeah, bodacious. Lipstick.
Susie?
Oh, no, it's a terrible color. Give me another color.
What if he's not my type?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Blush is love.
Susie, are you listening? What are we going to do all night?
Will you stop worrying? Like I said,
he's got a great personality.
That's right. He does. You're going to love him. Trust me on this. Hey, baby.
It is babe, isn't it?
So that's what it was. Okay, because I was like, what the hell is this? But I loved it. They work at this pizza place, David.
Oh my God. Cliche. And the guy's got like smoking a cigarette. His shirt is disgusting. Oh, and what about the
butter? More butter.
The morbidly obese man that's stuffing. Who ordered that? It would be that. What did she call him? Like a tub of lard or whatever? I don't know what she said. Something horrible.
But of course, they have him disgusting, stains on the shirt, food around him, asking for butter.
Can I get 2 Uncle Luigi Belly Busters, a double anchovy pizza, and an order of garlic logs?
So gross. What in Hobby Brain ordered that?
Guy over there.
Oh, God. I should have known. That Orca Beach is here every night.
Always trying to snag some skin. Play it safe, Allison. Serve at arm's length.
If you get my drift.
Thanks for the advice.
In about an hour and a half, we bail this barbecue, and it's good times to the max. You've just got to show.
Susie, you've got a one-track mind. I already told you. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, but you will after tonight.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, would I set you up with a slime dog or something? No way, babe. It is babe, isn't it?
Come on. Take it while it's hot. While it's hot. Girls, come on.
Yeah, all right.
Waitress, more butter.
But why is every plate of pizza in this restaurant covered with corn and peas, David?
I never noticed.
Every plate has pizza on top with corn and peas below them. I've never seen anything like that. Is that
That's
like
garnishing? It's garnishing.
What do we have that's melted, that's in the freezer?
You just don't understand the California lifestyle, Ryan. You've never lived there.
Peas and corn.
That was a Galleria, okay? It was like the Galleria. Get out of my facial. Get out of my facial.
Oh, that's right. Get out of my facial. The other store I just have to mention really quickly. Did you notice the Monopoly theme that they had in their windows?
Yeah.
It was called MGA, and it had a whole Monopoly theme in the store windows, including someone behind a jail cell. But then I kept saying, is this to go with the Park Plaza theme? Like, are they thinking that they're Monopoly of the future because it's Park Plaza 2000? I don't know. It was a Monopoly themed store.
I don't know. I just think that it was interesting to see some of these older stores. It is very much like Dawn of the Dead. Very much in that aspect, like that whole surviving in a mall. I like this. Obviously, hello, with a radical retro rewind. This is
That's
obviously
right.
our wheelhouse. So I enjoyed watching them all and seeing all the old stuff.
Including this term from Susie, good times to the max. Now, is that not the most this was party that they're going to have in the mall. Good times to the max.
It's good times to the max.
Honestly, I've never said that before.
David, did people in the 80s actually even say that?
No, but I've heard, obviously, gag me with a spoon, totally awesome. Those kind of
outrageous?
Things. Yes, Jem, totally outrageous.
That I could say. Good times to the max. So picture it. This is the plot. These teenagers, they're going to sneak into Fergie's uncle's store. Uncle's store after Fergie.
Fergie.
Cue national anthem.
When I come to the mall, step aside. Oh, yeah. Fergie, gotta shine. You love me long time.
God, Ferdy's uncle's furniture store. And they're gonna stay overnight. They brought fresh sheets. I noticed they said that. I was very happy for that. They brought sheets.
Look, guys, this party is gonna happen, but we need a little teamwork, okay? Besides, if the place looks like shit on Monday, it's all our asses. You got the beer?
Greg, come on. Dude, the fridge is packed.
All right, good. Rick and Linda bringing the food. Clean sheets are definitely waiting. And Susie... Susie has a surprise for you.
I don't know, guys.
Come on, Ferdy. Forget about your Uncle Sid for a while. This is gonna work, okay?
Ferdy, you can't back out on us now.
Okay, let's party.
All right.
But first I gotta find Mrs. Flanagan's fuchsia.
Well, you find Mrs. Flanagan's fuchsia. You hold down the fort.
I will.
I'm gonna go find Leslie.
And their plan is to basically have sex and drink and dance in the furniture store as the mall closes on a Friday night. Now, David, cut to why is these grown-ass business couple hanging out with these they own a business, an electronic company, this. Linda and Rick. This is an adult couple. I mean,
But they're young.
older.
They're young.
Do you think they would get a thrill? They're married. They have the same last name even in this. They have to have sex in a furniture store. This is their thrill. We have our own business. We have our own pickup truck, but we need to break into a mall to dance and have sex with.
Have you ever had sex in a furniture store, Ryan?
No, I can't say I have.
On clean sheets? Well, maybe you should try. Maybe she has a sheet fetish. Maybe they wanted to be close to like the children's section because they get aroused by the sound of balloons popping. I don't know.
They like when people watch.
Well, apparently they did because the whole couples were having sex.
So we got those two couples, and then we have the other two couples, which are cannon fodder, basically, which is Mike and...
Virginia Slim's bitch, Leslie.
Leslie, Miss... I only smoke Virgin Lights.
Oh, I said Virginia Slim's Virgin Lights. I was the same thing.
Virginia Slims.
Smoking's bad for your health.
I have to have a cigarette, and I have to have one now.
Are you for real? Can't you think of anything you'd rather have besides a smoke?
No.
Okay. I think Singleton left a pack of Camels under the register.
Camels? No way. You know I only smoke Virgin Lights.
What do you expect me to do? Go out in the mall and buy a pack?
There's a machine right down by the phones.
You always get your way, don't you?
When I'm happy, everybody's happy.
That's for sure. Hand me my badge, will you?
What's the magic word?
Hand me my badge, please.
She wants her cigarettes, damn it. And by the way, they were $1.25. And he thought that was a lot of money, that character. He's like, $1.25. I was like, you should only know.
Well, we don't smoke, so
no, we don't smoke. But I know it must be definitely much more than.
Oh my god! I think like a pack of cigarettes is like $20 almost. Some ridiculous amount of money. I'm telling you. Unless you go to like I guess the reservation.
Reservations, and then put your life in your hands. So, random question, David: why does this mall also have a shower where other women walk around completely naked?
Because it's the 80s and it's gratuitous nudity, and I mentioned that. The 80s formula of gratuitous nudity no matter what. Typical 80s horror, lots of sex and gratuitous nudity. That was my note.
But have you ever worked in any place that has a locker room and a shower? Like, what? This mall has everything. This mall had everything.
I don't know, but it could be fun.
The mall had everything down to a gun store, which very Dawn of the Dead again, but the teenagers now are all gathered in the uncle's store. Ferdy meets Allison.
And they're so adorable. So in the meantime, there's like a storm brewing and lightning keeps striking the same exact spot, an electrical panel box on top of the roof of the Galleria.
No lights go out.
Causing malfunctions and causing the first
scientist?
The first sacrifice, which is like this guy that's supposed to be monitoring the robots. He's too busy looking at a porn mag, a centerfold, and he gets shot and his neck gets broken by the robot hand that goes right through the porn picture.
Which, by the way, I found out they said the claw hands were made with the kids' pincher toys. That's what those are actually made out of. It worked.
Can I just tell you something? The noise that the robots make, did you remember the noise that kept going over and over again? That's the exact same noise so I, on my garage door, so like I have obviously the front of the garage and then the door that goes into the house, I have one of those key pin ones for the kids so that they know how to use it. We typically go through the garage a lot. Or we used to until it became a storage facility for people's items. I won't mention any names. So that makes the same exact noise that when it literally, I kept hearing them, what the hell? This sounds like my garage door. And it keeps going and going. I will. We'll do a comparison.
Thank you. Come again.
So anyway, the robots malfunction. The kids are having sex.
Other than Fergie and Allison, Ferdy, because they're watching Cliché, a 50s black and white horror movie.
Listen, I don't know what's happening to me, but I used to be so romantic. My husband is completely not romantic. And now I've been listening and watching a lot of romantic things.
You're back to romance?
I'm totally about the romance. And this was so cute to see in this horror movie. These two, if I might add, usually in these movies, especially the Cliché movies, the virgins or the goodies, usually they become the final girl or couple or survive or whatever, typically.
Yeah, this is I feel like the only one, and spoiler, at one point they make you think that he did die, but yeah, this is two virginal survivors, actually. Is this the first time
I'm a survivor?
But it's cute because Kelly, I don't know, she looked, honestly, her acting must be amazing because I swore she was drunk. She did that really damn good. Because at parts, so she's looking at him, she's like, no, I'm gonna stay here with you. You're so sweet. But she did it really good.
It was cute. She's like, do you want another glass of wine? She's like, are you trying to get me drunk? And he's like literally, no. I just thought you might be thirsty.
I thought it was really
That would be you, Ryan.
I actually did love those two. I did.
I don't know why I watch these things. I'm scared so easily.
I'm sorry, I should have told you about that. I've seen this one a few times. Could I get you some more wine?
Bertie, are you trying to get me drunk?
No, I just figured maybe you might be thirsty. You know, part of the reason why Greg fixed me up here tonight was so I wouldn't squeal to my uncle. I never thought that,
What?
I never thought it would be so, nice.
It's been nice for me too, Ferdy.
Oh, God! Oh, God! You're the king! You're the king!
Chocolate up for the furniture king.
They're having a nice time.
Yeah. Well, look, it's getting kind of late. The mall's gonna seal up in about an hour. What do you say I take you home?
That's real sweet, Ferdy. But if it's all right with you, we can stay a little while longer.
While this is going on,
sex is happening.
Like they're getting into. There's lots of sex going on under the sheets.
You're the king. You're the king. But it sounded like someone actually joking. She was like, "You're the king. You're the king." The king furniture.
You have the maintenance man is then killed by one of the robots. He shows him his ID.
Was that vomit he was picking up?
I don't know. Or ice cream. Or like someone dropped a whole bunch of ice cream. Yeah, what was the part about when they were doing the whole montage of the mall in the beginning? There's a kid that's in an elevator with an ice cream cone, and then people run in and then come out. And then he's got like ice cream down his whole shirt. And was that supposed to be because like children drop stuff on themselves, or the people pushed him?
They squished him. I think they squished the ice cream all over. It made no sense.
Anyway, so let's get on with this. So an angry maintenance man gets killed.
The other maintenance men are making fun of him. Yeah. Drinking beers and making fun of him.
This is the 80s. So maybe the 80s wasn't as kind and gentler as you thought it was, Ryan. Maybe.
That's true. They're not all
maybe
Fergies.
Just people were mean.
So they kill this guy. He shows the badge, but he didn't show it long enough. We saw in the presentation earlier, you got to hold that badge for like 10 minutes.
The presentation, you had to put it up to the robot's face and like slide it back and forth and hope. You might have to blow on it, run it through a plastic bag so you can run it through the credit card thing again.
You knew that wasn't going to work, right? The first try, especially in the 80s. Never.
I would have been like, ooh, look at this angle. Here, closer. But then you didn't want to get close to the one guy. He says, back off, or whatever the robot doesn't want. And then he kills him, then says, have a nice day.
You clumsy son of a bitch. Look what you did. I ought to turn you into scrap metal for this.
May I see your identification badge, please?
Identification badge?
Do not make any sudden moves.
Sudden move? I'll give you a sudden move upside your head. What the hell is that? What is this, you worthless pile of junk, huh? Hey, look. I'm like you, I work here. See? Huh? See that? Oh, shit. I knew you bastards were gonna be trouble when I first brought you in here.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. So the idea is that these go crazy because of the thunder, right?
Because of the electrical jolt or whatever, yeah. In the very beginning, you find out that if you're inside a store, the robots won't bother you. And if you have a badge, they're supposed to just let you go.
Which chewing guy, Mike, he made a point to carry the badge for some reason. But to me, I thought they didn't know that these were activated yet. But whatever the case is. The mall that has a scientific area with men in lab coats, for some reason, as well. All three robots escape at this point. What was that guy that the second scientist comes back and eats that guy's donut? He's like... And then he gets killed as well.
Mike goes to get Leslie some cigarettes. He doesn't have the exact change. He's fussing around. And then the robot comes after him. He tries to show his name badge. The robot ends up killing him.
At the whole movie, I'm like, who does this man look like? Yes, very classic chiseled 80s face, right? With the mullet looking thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, I said, oh my God, is it a more handsome Dave Coulier? From
you know what he reminded me of a little bit? Kind of reminded me of the guy that was sort of like on 21 Jump Street with Johnny Depp, the original one.
Oh, okay.
Or something. I don't know. Yeah, he kind of had that 80s thing. He was okay. The only thing that annoyed was every scene he's chewing gum like a horse.
Yeah, he's real. I mean...
I was like, what's with all the gum chewing?
Yeah, that was his character. Dumb chewer. David, we can't not mention this part, the sex. Is it Susie? Susie and Greg. So he goes, you smell like pepperoni. And then she goes away. She's like, ow. And then he goes, wait, I like pepperoni. And then I wrote, she gave him 2 more pepperoni slices, David, because she hums and she goes, and unveils those breasts.
You smell like pepperoni.
Well, if that's the way you feel.
Wait a minute.
What?
I like pepperoni.
Oh. In that case.
What? Why did she have to hum to that? Was that a character choice? She's like,
I don't know, but you're making it sound like some sort of like a spiritual song.
That's what it sounded like. She was like,
Maybe she was starting a revival. There's another weird part. So I wanted to mention when Rick and Linda are on their way to the mall, they stall out or something, and Rick is trying to work on the car. He can't get it, and then Linda's like, "Now it's my turn." She literally goes in 2 seconds. It starts. He goes, "It always starts on the first try with her," or something.
Didn't you think that was going to come back again? Because doesn't that sound like something they would set up for some reason? Like she's good with like
I didn't understand what was that whole scene about. It was still cute. It was like she can take care of herself, sort of a thing. Yeah, they had a nice thing going on. They loved each other.
They try to set up that they have a business for some reason, that they're still hanging out with these damn kids.
Mike gets killed. Then Leslie, Virginia Slims, tries to go meet him, and then the robots are shooting her. Like, now I didn't realize they had laser beams too.
Where did the lasers come from? And it's like pink
so like
lasers.
These robots are like Alpha 5 meets what's his name, Johnny from Short Circuit meets RoboCop, then with the determination and power of the Terminator. That's how I could describe this
Rob
robot.
From Nintendo. Was it Rob?
Oh yeah, the thing that used to drop the little thing, Nintendo thing.
Gyromancer, right, or something.
So this is what these robots are, and they are like all-terrain, heavy-duty. They go into like
themselves up.
They go into turbo mode. They're like, I'm dropping it. This is 5th gear now, baby. So they're shooting her, and they see her in horror. All the other couples are at the window seeing Leslie get her literally a head blown to pieces in front of them from the robot laser.
It was very impressive, I have to say. And this is when Susan loses her damn mind immediately, David, right? It was an immediate snap.
Well, that's what happens with people. Not everybody can be calm and cool and collected as I am during it. David, during a crisis.
David. Oh, we cannot mention this line. All they do is have sex and fight. And Allison goes, like most couples.
That's why she took Ferdy's glasses off to give him a big smoochie.
With her Kelly Maroney face. This happens, right? Susan loses her mind, and this is when they start running.
No, so what ends up happening is that the robots completely go off the rails, no pun intended, and break into the furniture store and start shooting them up with lasers. So they make it to the stock room of the furniture place. They barricade it as best they can,
Scooby-Doo style, with cardboard boxes.
Yeah. One of our smarties, my spirit animal in this movie.
Yeah, I actually thought this at this point.
The air duct, she's like, we can get out through the air duct because there's no way out. So the girls start going, and then unfortunately, the robots have plastic explosives too that they can blow up stuff. They're like, let me put a little thing over here, a little clump there.
They had a plastic explosives. Why is it that Susan... Oh no, is it Linda? It's Linda. She's hanging on there. What is that? She was hanging on, taking too long to get up there. I'm like, these robots are coming in. What was that?
The security doors don't open till 6.
Oh no. We're never gonna get out of here.
Yes, we are.
The phone's dead. The computer must have taken control.
Well, what about that?
The air duct.
Wait, we take it down to the parking levels, we're out of here.
Let's go for it.
Go, baby.
What was that?
Go, Susie, go.
Push her in the tunnel, push her in. So they're in this, right? Okay, so they get separated. The girls go into the tunnel. The guys have to go separately because they took too long, and then somehow the heat gets turned on.
The robots communicate there's securing alternative exits or something, they say. So they turned on the heat, and Susie's like, they know we're in here. They're putting the heat on. And again, my girl...
Yes, Allison.
My girl, Allison... Kelly Maroney, I speak your name. She says, use your clothing.
Yeah, put something around
so that you're not hurting your hands or burning your hands on the air ducts.
So smart. And she's like, keep going. You could do it. Keep
and
going.
So she's just like, Greg needs me. I know he needs me. Greg needs me. He needs me. Greg. And she's like, just do it for me. She's like, shut up.
Yeah, friendship over.
I thought this was an air conditioning duct. Looks like the heat's been turned on. In the middle of summer?
They know we're in here. They're trying to French fry us.
Come on, Suze. You know Lou gives you twice as much heat at the restaurant. Damn! Wrap whatever you can around your hands.
I can't stand this anymore. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Come on, Suze. Hang in there.
She was in a vest, by the way, with her sleeves out. This
Susie.
She should have taken the vest down and like dragged it, but no, whatever the case is. She decides to break down into one of these stores, of course, and goes
a good
down.
store. A good store to do it in.
Yes, and they arm themselves, David.
But you have to see that it was Linda, who now you're realizing may have had like a sordid past. Maybe she was like a troublemaker, or she was like one of those. Maybe she was a bad girl. Maybe she was. I thought she had a great personality, nice. Maybe that's why she's good with cars. You know, she's maybe she hotwired a car once in a while. Maybe she worked at her dad's shop or something, and she was a little
smart.
But she's like, well, if we're gonna go out there, we're not going out without having weapons. And then you see my girl again, Allison. She's looking at Flair. She's like, where am I gonna stuff this? She puts it in her bra.
That was so damn smart. Is this the time to mention that earlier she goes, I don't know why I watch these horror movies because they scare me so much, but let me tell you, when it comes down to it, the switch went the opposite way for Allison, and she turns into Samantha from Night of the Comet, because guess what, everybody? My father was a Marine.
Nice shot.
Dad's a Marine.
I thought she did a great performance.
I was impressed.
And she did not play the same character. In this thing, she was using her brain and just confident in certain things. The other one, she was more of like a daredevil. Like, she got away with doing stuff because she just had, I'm just going to do it. Like, just do it. This girl was like, okay, XYZ. If we go this way, there might be a problem. We should probably try this. This is what her mind, at least that's what I got into. So total respect for this character.
And then the men find this gun store, right? So again, much like Dawn of the Dead, they arm themselves. They get propane tanks.
We're gonna have to defend ourselves. This place got a sporting goods store? Heck and pause. Let's go. Come on.
Very smart. Which is also very much, don't we remember the remake of Dawn of the Dead, where they used the propane tanks flare, just like Miss Allison came up with the
best of both worlds. So somehow the other two guys, Greg and the other one, Nick, know how to shoot somehow. They're like, do you know how to use that Ferdy?
It's Mike, Greg, and Ferdy. He said, I saw Dirty Harry so many times.
27 times or something?
That's that whole cliche, what do I do, just point and shoot?
I guess, because it looked like that easy.
You sure you know how to shoot that?
Yeah. Saw Dirty Harry 24 times.
All set.
They throw the propane tank. It kind of explodes, but then we see the robot, like David says. Nothing can stop this because the little arms go down.
It fell down and it was leaking.
Yeah, slightly, yeah. So it went down for a little. We see Greg's losing
That's why
his
you do
mom.
the double tap. So let's kind of preface this. So the girls are running from the robot. They have gas cans. They're doing the what do you call it, with the rag. The whole thing.
They meet up with the guys.
But there is a point where the guys are retrofitting propane tanks onto an elevator that won't open. But Ferdy is smart enough to rewire.
This is why you need these virgins.
That's why you need virgin nerds.
And you got two of them in this movie. That's double survival for you. My favorite part, honestly, of this damn movie is when they get together and he can't shoot the elevator thing. And Allison grabs the gun, puts her leg up.
She breaks, I think, she breaks her arm and shoots, and they're like, nice shot. let's go back.
Amazing.
Because there's a part where Susie loses her damn mind. She's running after Greg, and the robots are coming, and they're throwing these gas cans, trying to blow them up, and no effect. And the robot ends up shooting Susie with a laser, and she does the 80s crawl. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I would have started crawling on all fours like my life depends. I don't care if they took my leg off. Yeah, I would have hobbled. You would have seen me like a pogo stick, running, jumping.
She's crawling the slowest possible.
She doesn't even. Then she just stops. We've
gotta help her!
Thank you, and have a nice day.
The robot then
fries her.
She gets burnt up by one of the cans. He sets her on fire, right?
She's screaming and just like, oh my god.
So that's
horrifying.
when, of course, the men hear the screaming. They go to meet them, and they see that she's on fire. This is then where Greg loses his mind, because he's actually kind of blaming Linda and Allison for not helping her.
And keeping her in the, why did you come? Why did you stay in the vent?
Because your crazy girlfriend jumped out an air vent.
That's what Allison's so sweet. She wanted to get to you. I was like, shut the F up. We were crawling and she came out for you. Damn you.
You're not even a real man.
You're gonna die in a second, let me just tell you.
So anyway, Greg loses his damn mind, and then
they were the perfect couple.
As they were fighting and like kind of going at each other, Ferdy says, I believe this is the part where Ferdy says that there is a
control tower
place that we can shut down. He kind of basically brings Greg back to reality for just a moment to stop the argument, because he was pointing a gun on them.
They were at the pizza place, and he was going crazy, and Fergie was like, leave them alone. And he's like, shut up! You shut up!
Now, let me ask you something. These robots, this is not where they were tapped into any, because they never implied that there was like cameras, right? So wouldn't you just go to a place like the pizza place, lock yourself in and hide underneath a counter or something and never come out until
dawn?
Yeah, until like the mall opened again, because wouldn't that be the safest bet?
1,000%. And this is where Linda, too, is like, we would owe this much money. I'm like, this is not your fault. I would say, I don't know.
I would have said, I'm working. I would have said, I was working late. It took me a while to do the register.
And these robots
started killing us, going crazy.
Exactly. Never.
And I would have said, no, the Sherman Oaks Galleria is now going to be called the Ferdy Allison Foundation Galleria.
Oh, conveniently, there was no cameras, huh? Well, let me tell you.
Well, the bodies splattered everywhere.
So then, you're right. Protector 1. This is what these things are called, by the way. The Protector 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so at some point, Protector 3 kills Linda, and an enraged Rick rams a golf cart into it, which I knew this was going to be electricity. And Electrify kills him, but his attempt successfully destroys the robot.
So there's one robot that gets destroyed in the elevator incident, which we saw. They rigged the elevator. It goes into the elevator. Allison was able to shoot the propane tanks on top of the elevator. It crashes. It's dead. Yes, then this incident where Linda unfortunately does get killed. Unfortunately, Rick goes to like that's his wife. He loves her. It goes and tries to like ram it with some kind of like a golf cart sort of a thing, and he gets electrocuted because the thing was spinning out of control. It was spinning out because they broke it. Whatever happened. So then he dies. So then you only have
our two finals.
Here's the thing: the part where Greg is running up the stairs to get to this third level, lab, whatever Alpha 5's. It's the command center.
Yeah,
Zordon's place. He runs up the escalator, and they're like, "Calm down, you're gonna get us killed. What the hell's wrong?" He turns around. There's nobody here. The thing kills him. I mean, throws him off the side.
I was ready for him to die at that point. Honestly,
listen, I'm gonna tell you something, people. In any type of emergency, if I can impart any wisdom on you, any type of thing, whether it's a natural disaster, a flood, a fire, a gunman, God forbid, any of those horrible things that could happen to you, you need to keep your head on straight, because you will make mistakes. We've all in our lives made stupid mistakes just because we're stressed out at school or work and we didn't do something right and we screw something up. You're better off reining it back. And the other thing is, I get it, emotions. If I saw someone I love get killed, but I'd also know that I have to survive. Well, obviously, I have children, so it's a different story. You know what I'm trying to say?
I have to live.
I have to survive. There are other people. I'm going to tell you right now, if something bad happened, I would not want my family to put themselves in harm's way. If I'm dead, I'm gone. The best thing you do to honor my memory is to survive.
Somebody's got to survive.
Don't lose your head, because if you do, you're going to miss out on opportunities that are all right in front of you. Weapons that are plain sight fight that if you're too busy scattered around, you don't realize that you could pick something up or do something.
Oh, David, you could have done so much damage in this mall.
Well, here's the thing. You know what I thought of? I'm going to tell you something. These robots see through their Alpha 5 red little screens. Why didn't they just throw paint on top of them? They don't have like a windshield wiper on them. They could have paint or spray paint.
That is so...
If you would have saw them below you and dropped a paint can on top of them, how were they going to clean themselves up?
That is so smart, David.
That would have been the end of them. They would have went around aimlessly.
And then they could have gone and have sex until the store opened in the morning.
Well, I mean, it kind of is a...
buzzkill?
It's, yeah.
They bought those sheets, David. They have to use those clean sheets.
Were they Egyptian cotton, though? Were they even clean? Yeah, it's kind of a boner killer when you see somebody's head get exploded in front of you and splattered. But that's just me.
So after Rick rams the golf cart, Protector 1 is marked as the final robot, cornering Allison. Ferdy rescues her and shoots it point blank, damaging its laser just before he falls unconscious. Despite a leg injury, Allison escapes into a paint company. David.
My girl. This is my girl. This is me.
This is honestly, like you just mentioned, the paint before you would have come up with this. Is this the first time in movie history a character has used paint and turpentine to explode something?
Well, listen, forget that. I'm impressed with, so there's another part where they're still alive. They use, who says it? They want people. I'll give them people. They line up mannequins with mirrors. That's just before that robot, before he kills Linda.
Yeah.
The laser shoots, that old thing of reflecting back the laser through the mirror.
With the laser sound. Ding, ding.
Yeah. So anyway, they end up shooting all these mannequins, and then the thing shoots itself with the laser. So, but can I just say Allison? I said she is my kind of woman. She smashes through the glass with her body. She braces her arms in front of her, uses that damn sweater that she's used this whole time. This goes to show you can use everyday items, kept herself from getting burnt, and then she kept herself from getting glass broken.
One she had around her neck earlier, David. Yes, I forgot that's the one she put on. So she had her preppy sweater saved her.
So she used her forearms, which are the very strong part of your arms, and she shattered the glass. She actually broke the glass. So.
And it said Kelly did all of her stunts in this movie, so girl, you are amazing. I love how she's opening these paint cans like a crazy person. And half of them, did you notice half of them are even half full? But whatever the case is. They must have been like remnants from a store. And she's like, open it, throw it. I loved that.
And then she calls the robot.
Oh, what is she? Oh, yeah. Have a nice day.
So she gets in there. The robot gets in. He's spinning around on all this stuff.
The wheels get caught in the paint, yes.
And spinning around, and then she lights him up.
With the flare, like mentioned earlier, that she's in her bra. So, the thing about Allison, too, is she showed battle damage. Like, it reminds me of, like, the old Resident Evil games on PlayStation when the characters are, like, hobbling because they're, like, you know, damaged. She's hobbling, she's crawling, she's dragging herself. It was realistic because at one point she actually falls on her back from something and she's still going. Final girl, really. Mm-hmm. At one point, like we mentioned earlier, we think our lovely Ferdy is killed, but he's not. Allison says, have a nice day, before she tosses a flare into the store, igniting the chemicals and finally destroying Protector 1. As daylight appears, Allison leaves the store and Ferdy awakens. Oh yeah, he kind of he holds up a toilet paper roll with blood on it from his head.
Yeah, his head injury.
The two remain the only survivors. But in a post-credit scene, a fourth unknown protector says its catchphrase, have a nice day, one last time.
First of all, I thought about that and I waited and I didn't see it because I guess I got busy and I had to stop watching the movie because I was waiting for something like that. That was one thing. The other thing is, would you not have taken a cigarette lighter and put it up to a water sprinkler system?
It's so smart.
First of all, that would have called the police and fire. They would have had to have gotten in there somehow. And two, maybe the water would have affected the robots, got into something. circuitry. Maybe not.
So the lesson actually learned is just have David with you if something happens, because he just mentioned twice already, drop paint cans on things.
These are simple things that people can do that don't have upper body strength or anything.
Me.
Well, I don't have, I mean, my legs are the ones.
You lift children.
Yeah, I know, but my legs are my most powerful asset.
Oh, yeah.
My Mumrana legs. No.
Coming soon! Thundercats. There has been talk of a remake since 2015, and the creator of this movie, as of 2 months ago, is still trying to remake this movie.
This movie, I do believe, if it was written well acted, well, would be successful. I'm going to tell you why. Because AI is going to be doing this to us before you know it. Mark my words.
Oh,
I know a lot of people have sounded the alarm, but you cannot give let me put it this way. Again, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist, but when it walks like a duck and when it walks like a duck and talks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. You know, I always say, don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. So you're going to try to tell me that you're going to allow a system basically to make vital choices for you and stuff like that, and have control of your like medical. And what if the AI system decides that you're too old and you don't deserve to be on life support anymore? Like, you cannot you cannot have a computer because it's logical. We're human beings. We are not like the charm ones. They get more powerful. My strength does come from my emotions. I'm a very logical person, but I'm also a very emotional person, and my emotions do drive me. Even though I logically look at things, my emotions still give me strength. I draw from them. So you can't tell me you're allowing an AI system to control all this stuff. It's going to end in disaster, because a system will logically say, well, why do we need 100 humans here when we're doing the job? Kill them. Get rid of them. Lose their jobs. Whatever will affect us in a negative.
Yeah, exactly. They're not fast enough. They're not efficient enough.
So you can't allow that. So this movie would be really, I feel, well received, because this is the reality of what's going on. You could kill somebody. I'm surprised that they probably will be doing this soon. Oh, we found a missing recordings from Aaliyah. We're going to put out a new album for her because it's going to be AI. It's going to be AI. I'm telling you, people. Oh, Britney died. Oh, well, whatever. Like, I'm not saying that necessarily that's true. I'm just saying, like,
oh yeah, Selena. I'm surprised Selena's father hasn't come up with 5 more albums. You know him.
Well, they keep regurgitating the same songs and switching them around and
remix this. No one will notice the difference, but it's true, David. But would this film work without the 80s charm? It would have to be probably a very serious movie.
First of all, malls are dying all around the country, so this would be something where you'd have to
be on the streets.
Maybe it would be like, like New York has all of those police robots that are going around the Central Park, I think, and
that
stuff
look
like that.
Dogs with 4 legs. Yeah, crazy.
Let me tell you something. Years ago here, where I am, they had that. And so what was happening is there was tent camps for criminals, right? People would be like throwing knives and cigarettes and stuff over the thing. And these robot dog things, I don't know if they were they were camera strapped on actual dogs. This is where they came up with the idea. They would run and retrieve the stuff, and the camera would see who was trying to get it and who was throwing it over the fence. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
So this is for real. And let's be honest, you can't outrun certain things. You can maybe
No, you're right, David. This is actually more in tune with reality than it was in 1986. We're this close to having this happen.
It's foreshadowing. And even like Walmart has those robots now that tell you where things are. And our listeners, I cannot even get Siri if I say Ryan's like texting me and I'm like, have a great day, Ryan. I was thinking about you. Siri would be like, there's a chocolate walrus sitting on a tree. Go F yourself. Like, this is what Siri said. And I'm literally talking just like this. Okay. I have had Siri. I think I've complained about this about 1,000 times on this podcast.
It's true.
I have had Siri in my life, generation of iPhones, since the iPhone has existed, since it was the only exclusive to AT&T, if anybody that remembers that. Siri still does not understand what I say. It's getting worse. This is why people who are not non-Apple people say, why do you use an iPhone? It's ridiculous.
It's true. It's true.
I used to be able to talk to Cortana and even Alexa. She knows what I'm saying. She doesn't always give me what I want, but she knows what I'm saying. I need a recipe for mashed potatoes. Here's a story about mashed potatoes being made. Bitch, I want the recipe, but she knew what I said.
I can't find that. I can't find a recipe for mashed potatoes. But here's the history of potatoes.
Yeah, no, this would work. Can we contact the director, the writer, and tell them?
I would love it.
We should do
I would
that.
love it.
Listen.
Well, it says as of July 2023, he has been still trying. It actually says the film rights were acquired by Dry Country Entertainment, and the film was going to have a supernatural twist to this time. So what, the robots were going to be possessed by something? But that was in 2011. So this newest script, though, is not. But they're still, as of 2 months ago, trying to remake. It actually does remind me of, David mentioned the Walmart robots. I think of the Stop and Shop ones that have the big googly eyes that look so cute that sometimes appear. Shout out to our bungler, Zach from Thundercats. He appreciates those robots, too. I used to get so excited seeing them in Stop and Shop because they have these big, gigantic googly eyes. But now...
For those of you who don't know, Stop and Shop is a grocery store chain.
Oh yes, thank you. It's probably out here, Stop and Shop, but they have like a tall, it looks like a thin paper clip with googly eyes, and it just wanders. I don't know what it actually does, honestly. It just has eyes. What does it do? I don't know, but I like it.
It doesn't say anything to you?
No.
It's watching you,
Last
Ryan.
week I ran into it, and I actually almost caused like a traffic jam in the store because I stopped abrupt because I wanted to take a picture or video of it, and this woman was behind me. But it's not every day you see a googly-eyed robot down the egg aisles at the supermarket.
So they don't tell you what it's for?
I think it just...
It's to condition you so that it's to condition you so that you don't get freaked out when you see robots everywhere begging your groceries.
Have a nice day. And it's always, by the way, always the frozen milk aisle. I don't know why. Maybe get stuck down there, but we'll definitely have to post that on the Radical Instagram too. David's garage and this robot from Stop and Shop. All in all, David, what are your takeaways from Chopping Mall? Recommend it in 2023?
I am going to say it's free on Tubi. The quality of the picture was there, which I was impressed with. I was totally impressed with it because it did not have that degradation that I've seen in films that are even newer than it. I've seen films from the 90s. I'm like, what did they record this on? They're like, oh, give us the old film that Kodak was throwing away at the time, or Fuji, and we'll just use that and hope it comes out okay.
This will look good. This will look good.
Digital what? We don't do digital. What's wrong with you people?
I actually saw, David, movies that were shot like 28 days later on digital look horrible now because film, evidently, you can restore the print and zoom into the film, but digital, when you pull it out, it just degrades. So actually, film is the way to go.
Well, that's why people are wondering. I know a lot of people have asked because, like, for example, by me, they put in a huge Fuji factory or something, like, and people are like, well, don't
Fuji film?
Yeah, like, who does cameras anymore? Who does, like, but that's got to be...
They're making kill bots in that place.
Probably. It's
Fuji bots.
As they kill you, they take your picture and a Polaroid comes out. Like,
have a nice day.
Enjoy your selfie.
That's very strange.
But that's got to be for like things like movie production, maybe, and things like. There's got to be other stuff. I mean, obviously they probably use the chemicals for other things. And thank God it's not too close to my house because I don't want to be
Fuji-ized.
I don't want to be Fujitized.
Fuji zombies. So I think definitely Radical Ones. If you enjoy our humor, if you enjoy movies that we cover, I think you would definitely get a kick out of this movie.
I liked it. Was worth it for what it was. If you expect to go in to see a kind of cliche at times 80s movie, but it's got some heart to it and
heart. Likeable characters. I mean, for the most part. I mean, besides Susie.
And you do like a good nice set of racks now and again.
Oh my God, those were breasts. Those were breasts.
To each their own.
My God. Oh, and if you want to see David in film form, Allison. You'll see Al, because he would. When he said that, I guarantee you David would break through a glass window if he had to.
I'm gonna live.
That is your takeaway. See David in movie form.
There was so many things that could have been done. So many things. Even a small potted plant. Not the big, obviously huge ones, but a small one. You could throw that.
The toilet lid covers, as David always say.
The chairs at the chairs, that movable chairs at the food court. I mean, there's so many things you could use.
That is true. They didn't use half of the environment. Next week, we will have a episode with Rob, of course. And then in 2 weeks, David's back and we're doing The Howling 2.
Your sister's a werewolf.
And possibly a whore. No, I'm just joking.
No, she is.
Sturba?
Sybil Danning. I'll just say Sybil Danning and more breasts.
Oh God, this is our lot in life, like C-3PO would say. We have to be forced to see breasts in every movie, David.
I don't think some of our listeners would mind that.
No, I know a few off the top of my head that would enjoy a beautiful pair.
If we weren't a PG podcast, we should have just done an homage, a montage of from every movie.
Let me tell you, Virginia Slims. No, what'd you call her? No, it was Virgin Lights. Virgin Lights.
But I called her Virginia Slims.
She did. Her breasts were like, if you like breasts, I think those would be perfect. That's our takeaway.
If only to watch a good set of breasts now and again. Watch the movie.
Watch the movie. Free on Tubi.
I'm pretty sure every 12 and 13-year-old straight boy that was watching probably rewound their VHS tape a couple of times when parents weren't around.
So you can always reach David at Universal Appeal 2021 word on Instagram and the Radical Retro Rewind podcast, one word, also on Instagram. Again, we are also on YouTube. Anywhere you could find your favorite podcast.
Circle.
Red Circle.
Spotify.
Apple.
We're up the block from your neighbor. Your grandmother knows us. So make sure
you know us.
Like and subscribe.
Please.
And subscribe.
Please,
It doesn't take a minute, but for one subscribe a day, you can help two sad podcasters.
And maybe next year we can get a break.
Maybe next year I will reach that Caribbean vacation instead of just putting a plastic palm tree behind myself and praying for sun.
You see that? You can help us like that.
I just want to say I hope that this next season people really love, and I hope that this first movie was really well received in the podcast. I know we do our usual thing where we bounce around and we get excited about certain things.
I had a lot of fun.
I just hope that people got the gist of the movie, first of all, and if they think about watching it, they kind of know some of these highlights, and I hope they liked listening, because that's the biggest thing for me too. We could talk about this off camera and not really have to do a podcast.
Share this with the world.
But we really want you to have a good time. So I hope this fourth season, I hope we're bringing our game up a little bit more.
And I hope we are elevating and reaching so many more people this season. We're so excited. We really, truly want to continue to just grow and just bring you more fun. So stay tuned next week. Thank you, David, of course. Thank you, Kelly Maroney, for your performance.
My spirit animal of this movie.
Oh, we need to find one more film with her that we could cover with her for this season. We will see you next week, Radical Ones. And until next time, thank you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Robots are set to kill mode. They catch you when they make your head explode. Just point them at a mirror and you're out the door. Maybe throw a couple of paint cans on the floor. Run, run, run away. Not too fast, you get away. Get your guns, it's time to play. Keep the nasty box at bay. Soon you're gonna be okay. When you see the light of day, Birdie's still alive. Hooray!
Have a nice
Gonna
day.
get chopped, chop, chop, chopped by the shopping mall by robot. Watch out, you're gonna get chopped, chop, chop. Whether you're ready or not, I tell you what, you're gonna get chopped, chop, chop, chopped by the shopping mall by robot. Watch out, you're gonna get chopped, chop, chop. Whether you're ready or not, I tell you what, you're gonna get chopped.